Let's talk about something else that is happening in London. Hate crimes against Jews almost doubled last year. What's your message to the Jewish community here, and does their private security help or hinder your work?
Well, first of all, in terms of the attacks and the abuse of Jewish people, I just condemn it. Here we are a week after the Holocaust memorial, and we're still talking about this type of thing. It's pretty horrendous. There are other groups in society who also get abused, sadly. But, you know, to abuse somebody for something they can't change.
Well, Islamophobia is on the rise as well, so...
Yeah, so it's, you know, whether, no matter, you know, hate crime, which is what this is crime which is targeted at someone for something they can't change. Not something they did, not something they said, but something they can't alter about themselves. So that's why it's awful. And the Jewish community has suffered this over many years. And their history and our duty as police means that we've got to make sure that we protect them.
And come back to that point, does their private security help or hinder you, do you think?
Generally, it's very good. I mean, you know, we work with two groups for the Jewish community, the CST and also the Shomrim, and both are very good. And we make sure that we work together to reassure that community. And sometimes, you know, the police, as we've heard already, can't be everywhere. So, you know, they will protect their place of faith and make sure that there is somebody there to, you know, to reassure their community. Holy days and high days, we all work together. And it's generally good that, you know, we have this arrangement between us, and we have a good professional relationship. They're a partner who can be relied on, and we make sure and we keep them briefed, and that they help to keep us briefed too.
Now, we've been contacted by Shulam, who's very concerned about reports of a neo-Nazi or extreme right-wing march happening in Stamford Hill next month. Is that something that you would allow to go ahead or want to go ahead, Sir Bernard? We
don't know an awful lot about this, Paul. The thing I'm a bit surprised by is the fact that the mass media, not necessarily broadcasters, have really given this an awful lot of coverage. Our understanding is that the man who's suggesting this is way out in the West Country. I mean, from what I've seen, which is only through the press, some pretty despicable cartoons and some of the tone, and you would think that what's being suggested is pretty unpleasant. So that's not very good at all, and I think we have to all be careful that we don't give them too much coverage. So we'll see what this suggestion is. He's not even a person who lives in London. The law is very clear: is that obviously we cannot stop meetings. We can put conditions on meetings. Only the Home Secretary can ban a march. But I think already the CST themselves have said that this man has spoken before, but not actually managed to get people onto the streets. I hope that's the case in this case. But you can be sure that we're taking it seriously, and we're working with the police in the southwest to see whether or not there's more action to take.
Reports of Islamophobia are also on the rise and on the increase. Again, that might be because people are more willing to report it. How can that be put a stop to? I mean, is that linked, do you think, to this kind of anti-Semitic thing, then usually the same approach to both cases?
I think in part. I think we've also got to acknowledge that because of the Islamism, the extremist groups on the terrorist side we've seen in Syria, is that sometimes people are too quick to group all Muslims together, when in fact 99.9% of Muslims in this city, 1.25 million people, good people, want to have a good life. They don't want anything to do with this. But that very small percentage who are abusing the faith, and in fact playing politics really, are branding, people are felt branded by it. And of course the people who are extremists just take this as a great opportunity to have a go at any minority. So we've all got to be careful not to group people together and treat them as though they're just one group, when in fact they're all individuals, and as with all populations, the vast majority of people are good people.
And we've been talking about cyber terrorism now for some time on this particular front, young people being radicalised online, terrorist organisations using the internet to promote their cause. Have you, do you think, got the expertise to deal with that?
We've certainly got some expertise. I mean, whether we've got enough, you could always argue. At the moment we've got a unit which is taking down around 1,000 websites a week. That's just, this is just us in the UK, where we think the material is either likely to cause terrorism or glorifies it. And we've all seen, these awful beheading videos and things that promote people to either go to Syria or get involved in this type of thing. So we're doing our best to take that down. I think we've got the right skills, but volume is always an issue. I mean, the internet is vast. We're doing what we can. I think there's going to have to be other solutions than just taking material down. And of course, we're constantly under pressure to get the right skills to recover digital evidence as well.
And how close are you to finding out Jihadi John?
I think it's something we don't talk about. I think there's a lot of sensitivities, particularly because we've seen hostage situations over there. Together with security services, obviously we're very keen to discover exactly what's happening over there. But I think we've all got to be careful as to how we approach that very difficult problem.
Does that mean you know his identity?
I didn't say that, Paul. I just said we're working hard at it, and we've not said anything about identity. Just that we are obviously interested by investigation to discover if this person is a British citizen, who they are, and their background.